on the climb is no barking, no jumping, no getting up. Under barking, whining, growling, snapping, like all of those are part of that. Right? That starts building into loading, which I'll explain here in a second. But this solves a lot of the problems. For puppies, a 6-week-old puppy, the first thing that they're going to want to do is chew on the furniture, chew on the shoes, go to the bathroom behind the couch, right? All these little behaviors. If I put them on a climb, they can't do any of these, right? They just have to stay there. For an aggressive dog, they can't get off the climb and go bite spite because they have to stay on the climb. For an anxious dog, they just learn to be. Like he came in a week and a half ago, wouldn't stop panting, was scared of people. So for him to be here with you guys and we having this conversation and being comfortable is huge. And how did I achieve that? Is I taught him to climb and then we sat in the lobby for hours on end, where he just learns to cope with things. Builds a relationship, builds a trust, and now we can do more things together. Where if I tell him to get on, I get a brand, I drive a Civic. If I get an F-150 and then I tell my dog to get on the truck, they're gonna be like, no. But if we've been practicing climbs, they're gonna be like, wow, it's just another thing, and they're gonna jump right on it. So one of the first cases that I had, German Shepherd, three-year-old, beautiful German Shepherd. She left the apartment, left the washing machine on. Washing machine exploded. She called me, she's like, my dog hates the washing machine.
I bet.
So what did I do? I taught the dog to climb, and then I put the climb next to the washing machine for an entire week, and I just ran cycles. So the first week, the dog's like, oh my God. She's jumping off the climb. She can't handle it. It's too much stress. She had a bad experience. So now I teach them that, hey, the washing machine, it's not gonna kill you, dude. It's gonna be okay. And then after a while, it's like, oh, that's not too bad, right? So you just build positive experiences. If they're a puppy, I built all these things at Lowe's, at PetSmart, at VCA, or any animal hospital. We build positive experiences. If they have a negative experience, we do a desensitization protocol, where now we reintroduce them to that sound and we make positive experiences. So one of my favorite things to do is dogs that are scared of thunder, fireworks, gunshots, I teach them a climb, then I teach them a treadmill, and then I teach them to run on the treadmill. And then once I have those, I get a really nice speaker and I turn the volume all the way up for fireworks. They're running on the treadmill, they have to stay on there. They're like, I don't have time for this. Whatever's going on in the background, I don't really care. And then they're like, oh, I've heard that sound before and nothing happened. So for a dog, if nothing bad happens, it becomes a good experience. And that's what we want.
That makes sense.
But we want to create positive experiences from the beginning. Freak. It's fine. The next thing that I'm going to cover is leash management and collar placement. So notice that he's staying on the climb and he's making the decision. I'm not. Cody, you gotta stay and you're not moving. And we're doing all this, right? Good job, bud. He's making the decision to stay because he has a loose leash. So one of the two things that I want you to focus on the leash is I want to see this buckle hanging down. The other thing, if you look at and if you picture the letter J, you're gonna see the letter J on the leash. That's what I want to see. The moment you lose the letter J or the buckle is hanging up, now you're creating opposition reflex. Leash management becomes super important. The correction comes from the pop of the leash. So it's a snap out of it. Hey, pay attention to me.
So kind of like a very firm tug.
Yes, but if I start doing this, hey,
pulling.
opposition reflex, look what you're doing. You're already pulling me, and now we're just playing tug of war. But if I let go and I say, hey, look at me, don't look at that other dog, now we're progressing. We're not playing tug of war. But this needs to be loose. Too loose, hey, and now I'm doing all this. Too tight, this is the reason why I don't like flexies. Retractables, because all they want to do is reel in. So when you mix this with a harness, you're asking your dog to pull. This is the reason why Siberian Huskies wear harnesses, and it's attached to the back. That's where they have the most control. Right. Which brings me to collar placement. Right. So the collar needs to be up high. The higher it is, the more control I have. The lower it is, the more power and control they have. So if I'm going to take Zoe or Aurora skating, then I'm going to put a harness and I'm going to do an attachment point really low on their back. If I'm going to walk them, I'm going to put the collar up high. And then now I have the control. It's just where the D-ring and the collar ends up being. Right? You can always rotate the strap, but I just wanted to be on the bottom. We're going to cover loading. Loading is the key to training. Right? And I'll say that again because that's how important it is. Loading control is the key to training. If you can control the dog's loading, you can do anything with a dog. There's positive loading and there's negative loading. Positive loading is when you grab the leash, when you're going to a park and the dog's like, yeah, let's go. That's positive loading.
Okay.
Negative loading is when the dog is scared, anxious, panting, and now they're tail tucked in and they're hiding and they're doing this. That's negative loading.
Yeah.
If you take a dog that's really positively loaded and you control it to here, then their state of mind is going to be like this.
Okay.
It makes their corrections here.
Okay.
If they're negatively loaded and I start giving them confidence in building the structure, they're going to be up here, and now we're working instead of them trying to hide and run away and do everything. So if you can control their loading, you can control their state of mind and you can control the corrections.
Okay.
So it becomes very important to do that. And that becomes with a puppy, Siberian Husky, a Belgian Mal, German Shepherd, all the way to 150 pounds. It doesn't matter. Loading control is the key to training, because now you have a dog that's going to pay attention to you. A dog that's really highly loaded, you're like, hey, sit. Hey, can you sit? Hey, sit. Come on, bud. Come on. And they're like, that's the last thing they want to do. They're just so excited, right? It's like me telling you to calm down after I'm telling you that we're going to Disney World as a 6-year-old. It's the same thing. So every single time you go through a threshold, that's when we're going to do loading control.
Okay.
So car door, side door, garage door, front door, crate door, it doesn't matter. We're controlling the loading every single time. Even if it's just we're going through like an open doorway, like from a bedroom to a living room, there's not a physical door there.
Yeah.
We're still doing loading control.
Okay.
And it means that I get to the door and I'm with my dog.
Yeah.
And we're not going past this threshold until you're nice, calm, and collected. If a dog is really highly loaded, for example, I'm in my house and they say, hey, buddy, you want to go for a walk? And the dog's like, yeah, woo! You grab the leash, you put the leash on, you open the door, and the dog's already pulling you out. Their loading is through the roof, and now for the entire walk, their loading's here, which means your corrections are here, and they're not going to want to listen to you. But if I get to the door and I just have them become like this, now their loading is here, and now we can go for a walk.
So it really sets the tone for kind of anything.
That's the most important thing. So if you have to spend 8, 10, 15, 20 minutes at the door, do it.
Okay.
Because it makes your walk, it'll be night and day.
better.
Every single door we stop, you're calm, now we're moving.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we keep going.
Gotcha.
And then it just becomes a thing that you have to be calm to be able to go through any door. And it just becomes a regular state of mind. So instead of having all this, then it's just like, okay, now I just gotta be relaxed the entire time. At the beginning, we want to reward for as many things as possible.
Okay.
Yes, you're doing a good job. No, I can't have you do this. You stop the behavior. Yes, good job.
Okay.
Right? So it's a lot of rewards and a lot of communication. As they start getting older and the training progresses, we're gonna ask for duration.
Okay.
So notice that I didn't sit here and I was like, yes, 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 yes for the climb, because we've done this for a week.
Okay.
Now we're working on duration.
Okay.
Every once in a while, you've noticed me reach in and give affection.
Yeah.
And that's me working on duration.
Gotcha.
And then when the parents take him home, then they're gonna keep progressing to the point where he's gonna be able to be on a climb for 4 hours without any rewards.
Gotcha.
Because that just becomes what he has to do.
Yeah.
I walk all dogs on my left
Okay.
because it gives me a way to stay consistent. Whether I walk him, you walk him, owners walk him, keeps me consistent. The other thing why I like to walk him on the left is because the remote is right-hander user friendly, right? So what I want you to do, and I'm gonna show you here, I'm gonna take him off the climb, go about halfway, come back, and then put him on the climb, right? When you're going from command to command, I want you to release him with the next command. And what I mean by that is he's gonna climb, we're gonna go straight into a heel.
Okay.
We're not gonna say break and then heel.
Okay.
Break is your ultimate loading control, right? So if I say break, he's gonna be like, ooh, yeah, I'm free. And then I'm gonna say heel, and then he's gonna be like, wait, no, I thought you said I could be, oh, come on. And now we're trying to bring him down.
Gotcha.
I wanna keep his loading as calm as possible.
Okay.
And then at the end, when we're done with the walk, when we're done with the exercise, when we're done with the training, break, and then go do whatever you want.
Okay.
Because that's the other thing, I don't want to shut that part of the dog down. That happy-go-lucky dog that wants to do everything, that's awesome, but I want to be able to control it.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So I want to release you and you can have fun outside, but I don't want you doing zoomies at 2 o'clock in the morning around my kitchen and then going bananas.
Gotcha.
Right? I want to be able to control it. So break is the ultimate release.
Okay.
And then you can override any command with any other command.
Okay.
Where it's from a heel to or from a climb to a heel, or from a heel to a climb when I'm coming back. So leash management, again, super important. I hold the loop on my right hand with the remote, and then left just enough so I can have that buckle down and let her jig.
Okay.
Too much and I lose control. Too tight and now I'm putting opposition reflex. And now you can see that he's already starting even to pull me just a little bit.
Gotcha.
Right now we're just playing tug of war. So enough towards here.
Okay.
Right? Notice that I started walking and I kept walking. I didn't stand at the climb and I was like heel and stopped and just looked at him.
Gotcha.
A lot of it is body motion.
Okay.
Climb. Same thing when I'm coming back in. I didn't turn around and started pointing and say climb. I used the leash and my body, and I said climb.
Okay.
It was one full motion. A lot of people have a tendency to point.
Yes.
Hey, get on here, climb. Hey,
Yeah.
get on the car. That's a very, very advanced thing for dogs.
Okay.
They don't understand pointing yet, but if you stay consistent
Yeah.
with the body motion, when you're saying climb and you're guiding them on,
Okay.
then you can take a step further back and you can say climb, and then another step to where you're 50 yards away, and you can say climb, and they're going to run in a straight line.
Okay.
Or go to bed or go to your crate or whatever.
Okay.
It's exactly the same thing, right? I'm going to show you one more time
Okay.
before I give you the remote and the leash.
Yes.
When you say heel, start walking and keep walking. Because again, like heel, and he's like, what do you want me to do, dude? I don't know what you do. They do a lot of body motion.
Yeah.
If you stay consistent, he's gonna understand the command, the actual word command first.
Okay. Is that kind of the goal always, is just everything just voice?
Just voice, yeah.
Okay.
But 99% of dogs out there are trained by hand motion and you don't even notice it.
Okay.
The rule for that is word, or physical and verbal. Physical overrides verbal. So if I say sit and I'm doing it at the same time, this is actually the sit command.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And try it with your dogs where you're not saying a word and you're doing the same motion as a sit, whether it's this or whether it's this, and they're gonna sit right away.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now if I say heel and then I start walking, then they're gonna start learning the command first. And that is a pattern behavior, but it takes a little bit.
Okay.
That brings me to my next point. Your rewards and corrections should match whatever the behavior is.
Okay.
Right? If he breaks the climb, I'm not gonna give him a $10,000 speeding ticket.
Yeah.
I'll give him a $10,000 speeding ticket if he goes after somebody and bites them.
Yeah.
Right? If he's walking with me, then it's just gonna be a light pet. It's not gonna be a puppy party.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if he does a 10 minutes to stay outside of Lowe's, then I'm gonna say, great, woo, yeah, and then we're gonna have a party.
Okay.
So the rewards and the speeding tickets should match the behavior.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
Same thing, like, I'm not gonna take your license away for going 5 miles over the speed limit. But if you're drunk driving, I'm gonna take your license away.
Gotcha.
Right?
Makes
You
sense.
need to be able to match those behaviors.
Yeah.
The rewards and the corrections. So we're finding the working level for each dog at the beginning of the training lesson or at the beginning of the day.
Okay.
So in the mornings when you're putting the collar on your dogs, in the mornings when I'm putting the collar on my dogs, I put the collar on and then I go 5, click, 10, click, 15, click, 20, click.
Okay.
And I'm looking for a change in behavior.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the informational level.
Okay.
Every dog's different. My Belgian Mals work at a 7, my Husky works at an 85. She's crazy, right? She's my Bill Gates. So that's what actually we can try now. So go back down to a 10 on the remote.
Okay.
And then click the button. And I want you to look at him and I want you to see for a change in behavior.
Oh,
There you go.
there we go.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the informational level.
Gotcha.
Very subtle,
Yeah.
but that's all I want. I just want to give dogs information at first.
Yes. Okay.
Hey bud, remember what you got to do. Hey, come back. My rule of thumb is after 2 information or informationals,
Okay.
if you haven't changed your behavior, now I got to give you a speeding ticket.
Gotcha.
I gave you a warning.
Yeah.
I gave you a warning. You were still speeding. Now I got to give you a speeding
Okay.
ticket. It varies from dog to dog depending on how sensitive dogs are. Some dogs I automatically say plus 10 or plus 20 on their remote.
Yeah.
Some dogs I have to say plus 2 because they're very sensitive and that's
Yeah.
how much a speeding ticket is. So
Okay.
it varies. At the end of the day, I don't care what the number is. How much turning the wheel stops the behavior. Because that changes on the loading.
Gotcha.
Right now, there's not a lot of distractions. It's just a couple of us,
Yeah.
some fainting goats, and a horse, right? That's
Yeah.
all we have. If he sees other people, if he sees other dogs, if he sees a squirrel, his loading is gonna go up, which
Yeah.
means his correctional level and informational level is also gonna go up. So I never care what the number is.
Okay.
How much turning the wheel stops the behavior.
Gotcha.
But that's why it's very important that when you put the collar on in the mornings, we figure out what their working level is that day.
Okay.
And the more consistent we stay, the numbers start going from up high, or up low,
Yeah.
low, to just one working medicine. Loading control during the walks, super important. We need to be able to make sure that the dogs, when they're walking, they're on their left hand side and they're not smelling, running, lunging, sniffing, or trying to say hi to other dogs. We want to be able to control their walks. So first, they have to earn everything, which they're walking with us, and then once the walk is done, then they can go out and have fun and they can run around and they can play with other dogs. But it's very important that when we're walking, they're healing and they're not lunging all and doing all the crazy stuff.